Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Cookie's Kitchen. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Are you ready? Let's throw in some flavour. Today we're making our hot honey peach pork chops and we are going to use our no salt all-purpose seasoning concrete jungle. So we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of the concrete jungle seasoning. That's our own brand. You can get it from the link in the bio. Then we're going to go in with 1 tablespoon of oil. Any flavourless oil will be absolutely fine for this. I'm using rapeseed oil today. And then we're going to grab ourselves a whole lemon. And this is my favourite knife by Flint and Flame. It's absolutely incredible. We're going to go ahead and squeeze in the juice of 1 whole lemon. Let's remove these seeds real quick off the next one. And then we're just going to mix it until it's combined, creating a really smooth marinade. Mix, 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 mix. All done. Then we've got 4 bone-in pork chops. I love a bone-in piece of meat. It's something to pick it up and grab hold of. When you're biting into it, it's absolutely wicked. So we're going to take 4 of those and we're going to throw them into the marinade, making sure that they're all completely coated, just massaging those flavours into the meat, giving it a really good rub. Make sure every single piece of this chop is covered with flavour. It smells so good in this kitchen right now. I think that'll do. And then we're just going to grab our cling film and we're going to cover it up so we can get it refrigerated. And I'm going to do this for a couple of hours. I would say 1 hour minimum, but overnight would be absolutely wonderful to just really soak in those flavours. So 2 hours later, we're going to pull them out the fridge and then we're going to get ready to make our hot honey peach glaze and cook them off. So for that, you're going to need 50 grams of butter, 100 grams of peach conserve, 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of hot sauce, and a little bit of minced garlic. So we're going to chuck these all into an air fryer basket and we're going to cook them at about 180 degrees for about 15 minutes. And now we're going to make the peach glaze. This is so delicious, I cannot begin to describe. And there's the garlic and the butter. You can use unsalted. I'm using salted for this recipe. Either or, it doesn't matter. I think these little packets are wicked because you need 50 grams and it's already lined up on the pack for you. So I'm just going to mark that out and then cut it straight down, giving me my 50 grams. I'm just going to cut that up so it will melt down. My pan is already on the hob on a medium heat, just getting it nice and warm, ready to melt all these flavours together. I think just chuck it straight in the pan. Is there a better smell in a kitchen than melting butter? I think it's really up there. It's got to be a top 5 smell. Is cooking butter, especially when it's got garlic in it. I just realised my garlic bulbs are quite dry at this point, so I'm not quite comfortable using them in the recipe, but I've always got a backup in the fridge of some ready to go minced garlic tubes. There we have it. That is a chef's saviour. We're just going to give that a bit of a squeeze in the pan. And you can never have too much garlic. There's no quantity for this. It is all down to personal taste. If you're not too keen, just give it a little squeeze. But if you're like me and a real garlic lover, just whack it in. I emptied the rest of the whole tube out. Just chucked it straight in that butter. It's all just starting to melt down together now. Give it a little swish around the pan, get a little bit of movement in there. Ainsley Harriet would be so proud. If you're from the 90s and you're into food, you know exactly what I meant by that. For that younger generation watching this, look him up. Ainsley Harriet was an absolute legend. Just putting the butter away in the fridge now. Give it another little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Make sure that that butter and that garlic are melting together, not getting nice and hot in that pan. Next, we're going to go in with our 1.5 tablespoons of light soy sauce. So light soy sauce is going to give you that saltiness as well as a little bit of colour. So if you used unsalted butter, if that's all you had to hand, that's fine, because you're going to get that flavour from the soy sauce anyway. Next, we're going to go in with just one of my all-time favourites, Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Hot Sauce. I've got a little one that can't eat real spicy food. I like a good hot sauce, but this one's quite mild when you add it into this recipe at the end. So it's perfect for all-rounder palates. And then we're going to go in with our peach conserve. This, oh, good little trick there. The lid was a little bit stuck, and if you just tap it on the side and then pop it, it comes off so easy because it just pushes those gases up and lets the lid just come straight off. So you want to add in about 120 degrees here, 120 grams here, and keep that on a medium to high heat, just so it melts into the butter, the soy sauce and the hot sauce nicely. And you want to just keep giving it a little bit of a whisk, making sure that it's all combining and it bubbles away. We have to get it to a point where it's bubbling so that it's reducing down. We're going to serve this up with some sliced mushrooms and spring greens. I love spring greens, so I'm just going to serve these up with a little bit of salt, pepper and olive oil. I don't really think you need to add much to these. They've already got that real green leafy vegetable flavour that's quite fresh. So we're just going to chuck, I'd say, a half a tablespoon of olive oil in the pan. And then we're going to chuck the mushrooms in, because those mushrooms are going to soak up that oil, but then they're going to start releasing water as they cook, which is going to help to steam the greens as they're cooking along and as they're sauteing in the pan, which is going to make them really soft, really tender. And we've just shredded the greens down into ribbons. Just giving those mushrooms a good old toss in the oil. Look at the flick of the wrist. Not me using my child's kitchen knife to try and remove the mushrooms that jump out of the pan. And just give it a sprinkle straight into the pan. Let's just zoom in here so you can see what I'm doing. Just give that all a toss together, making sure that all of it starts to get coated in that oil and the juices coming from the mushrooms. Okay, so now we're gonna make a little bit of a ranch dressing to go with this. I like my sauces, I like my dressings, and this is absolutely wonderful. So we're going to be using 3 tablespoons of reduced fat sour cream and a little razzle dazzle sprinkle of Cookie's Kitchen Outlaw seasoning, which is a ranch style seasoning. You can add it into mayos, fat-free yogurt. I mean, you can add it into any kind of white creamy sauce, and it's going to give you that all American ranch dressing flavour come through. And just mix. And that is done. So let's get ready to plate up. We're just keeping absolutely everything on a low heat. And I'm going to be serving this with some leftover mashed potato I had from yesterday's dinner. You know, we don't like food waste in this house, so if there's anything left, it gets tubbed up and it either goes in the freezer or the fridge and it gets used. So we're just going to plate up those greens and those mushrooms that we added salt and pepper into. Absolutely delicious. If you're not a mushroom fan, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're missing out. Let's just give this glaze a stir. That is reduced down, so it's just nice, thick and sticky now. It's going to be wicked when we coat our pork chops. Oh, my little girl loves peas. When I ask her, every time I ask her, what vegetables do you want to go with dinner? Peas or sweet corn, those are the go-tos, or cucumber and avocado. But I thought the peas would work quite well with this, just for a little bit of extra healthiness to the dish. You know, you've got to get in those 5 fruit and veg a day. At least we've got 3 on this plate, 4 if you include the mashed potatoes. But we're hitting those 5 fruit and veg a day easy up in Cookie's kitchen. You just chuck those pots straight in the sink so they can go in the dishwasher. If you clean as you go, guys, like, it makes life so much easier. And now look at these. So these have been in the air fryer at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. They are cooked to perfection, and you literally just have to dunk them in that glaze. That sweet, sticky, savoury, honey-style glaze. I'm dribbling just thinking about it again now. Absolutely coat those pork chops. We're only doing 2 now, so the other 2 are going to go in a tub and in the fridge. So we're going to dish up some mashed potatoes. Not me dropping the mashed potato on the side. It's my dinner. It's cool. Before you'll come for me for picking it up with my fingers, that's my plate. And then scissors are an underrated kitchen tool for just chopping things up. If you don't want to get the board dirty and you've got something like this that's sticky and it's going to get everywhere, just use a pair of scissors. And then we're just going to spoon over a little bit of that sneak peek outlaw seasoning sour cream on top. Our little Cookie's Kitchen ranch dressing. And there you have it, guys. Those are our hot honey peach pork chops with salt and pepper, mushrooms and greens, mashed potato and peas. Absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to go and tuck into this. Smells so good. That's Mama Chef and Mini Chef's midweek meals. And there you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment down below if you're going to give it a go.